Hi, Danielle. In answering your question, you have the tall tales, which I think are going to be really engaging for your kiddos. Remember that there are a number of resources on the Reading A to Z website. There's a paired lesson, there's some guided reading lessons and strategy ideas. Um, Hi, Danielle. Just wanted to try to answer your question about what to do this week. The first week is always a little rough getting started, but once you get to know your kiddos, it's going to get a lot easier. Looking at the books that we had for you, that you have the Tall Tales. And so just as a reminder, if you get on to readingatozee.com, there are tons of resources on here. There's guided reading lesson ideas. Don't use those verbatim, but look through there and see if it jogs your thinking at all, and if you can um, utilize any part of that, that might be useful. It does have like some story words, so thinking about vocabulary. It has a paired book lesson that will give you ideas about comparing the books together. Um, you also have some discussion cards. It has a comprehension quiz, which again, remember, I don't want you to give that as an assessment where you just lay that down for them to see, but these could be really good questions to put into a Kahoot later on as you're reading. But probably what I would do to get started is I would take your day one and I would go over what the elements of a tall tale is. This is going to be really engaging for your kids because they like exaggerations, they like silly things, and I think you're going to be able to find a lot of that in these books. So maybe just the first day, just reading to certain stopping points and having a T chart and just um, charting what things are reality, what things are fantasy, just to get them used to the concept and talking about exaggerations. These guys are at an age where they're starting to get little funny jokes and things and exaggerations. So I think they'll probably have a good time with that. Um, and then, of course, at the end of that first day, you've got some discussion questions that you could look at um, by looking through the Reading A to Z resources and also things that you come up with as you're reading the story and questions you have. Um, and then I kind of thought that the scaffolded summary idea is something that those kiddos really, really need. You got to see me model that with your kids today. This is a picture I found online where they took and they made tall tale characters, and they did story elements, but I thought you could do the scaffolded summary that I modeled today. So in the beginning, first, next, then last. And this could be a fun way for the kids to do a summary. I would maybe just have a small piece of paper that you could glue on to these long sections so that you didn't have this giant character to work on. But this might be fun and engaging and make the task of writing just a little more enticing for them. Um, and just note that, take it in small chunks like I did today. Put those sticky notes out in, have them read to the sticky, have them talk through um, what sentences they would put there, and then give them the opportunity to write, giving that quality feedback of, reminding like Wyatt to use the characters' names, helping Will to remember the sequence and remembering to put all of the details that he talked about. But these would take several days, um, probably a couple of days to do. And if, by the time you did, what one story, maybe you did something else with the next story to make it different and a little more novel. Honestly, I think these books you could probably spend weeks on. Um, but look through the second grade standards, kind of glance at the third grade standards, look at where these kiddos need to head, know that the biggest need for these kiddos is going to be responding with writing. Um, and just get started and get something down on paper. I'll take a look at it on Sunday. I'll give you feedback. Um, but honestly, until you just do it, it will feel a little clunky, and that's normal. So just give it a shot. Like I say, I'll give you feedback on Sunday, and we'll get it all straightened out. Talk to you later.